afternoon and welcome to this segment of Community Talk. I'm Lindy Chambers and I'm here today to talk about a great upcoming event. My guest today is Lisa Dillingham. Hi, Lisa.
Hi.
We've got a great event coming up in Festival of Flavor, which is sponsored every year by the Enid Rotary Club. The Rotary Club is a service club and we like to do lots of things to be involved in our community and to help the community out. This year, the Festival of Flavor, broadly speaking, is a food event where we invite local restaurants, especially and other food vendors, to come and set up in the Enid Food Court, Enid High Food Court. And we've been working really hard with our other partner, David Russell, Dr. Russell, to ask local restaurants to be involved in providing food for this great event. And every event for nonprofits usually have a purpose and a mission. And ours this year is Project Graduation. And Lisa, would you sort of speak to what that is and what it means to our community?
Sure. Project Graduation is a chaperoned, alcohol-free, drug-free after graduation party for our graduates. And it's made possible by various fundraisers, the community, and Rotary. And it basically offers a safe alternative for our graduates when they have so many other choices for celebration on the night of graduation.
It's such a great idea, and it's so important. You know, I think it's so important because kids do have other choices that aren't, and they're not really at the age where they always make the right decisions.
Exactly. It brings them all together. They have a chance to be with their friends, win lots of great prizes, cash, just have a great night, and their parents can know that they're safe.
Well, that's awesome, and that always takes place. When does that take place?
That will be graduation night. The kids will graduate. I believe it's a Tuesday night this year, and I don't have that date, maybe May 23rd. And Project Graduation begins check-in at 10:30, and I believe the hypnotist starts at 11. So that's always a big highlight of the night is the hypnotist. And then throughout the night, there are inflatables like the inflatable bull that they can ride a bull, things like that. There's a casino, bingo, things like that, prize giveaways, food. So it's just a great night of fun. The kids have a great time. The parents have a great time.
It sounds like it, but you can see because it's so entailed and you provide so many neat things for them to do that it does take a budget to do that. And so Rotary is always happy to find a local cause like that to be involved with.
And we are so grateful to Rotary because it does take about $20,000 to put this on to entertain these kids and to be able to give them prizes to entice them to be there and just know that they're safe for the night.
Absolutely. Well, back to the event, Festival of Flavor, sponsored by the Enid Rotary Club. It takes place on Tuesday, March 8th. It's an event that starts at about 6 o'clock and goes to about 7:30. Again, it's at the Enid High Food Court, which makes sense because of our participation with you. There are tickets for sale from any Rotary member, and they are $15. And again, all this goes to a great cause. And we ask people to come out, and for that $15, they get to visit several booths sponsored by our local great eateries. I think in the process of you and I and Dr. Russell recruiting vendors and local restaurants, we see what a great supply of those that we have locally, just so many wonderful restaurants.
Exactly. The community has been so supportive of this, and we've got some great restaurants coming. I'm so excited.
Who are some of the ones coming?
So far, we have Cafe Garcia, Chick-fil-A, Costello's, Chili's.
That's awesome. Yeah, we also have, we have Yangwan, Jumbo's, lots of pizza places. I think Marco's Pizza, Mazzio's Pizza, Papa John's Pizza. So if you're a pizza lover, which who isn't, we have a lot of those. We also have Tropical Smoothie. They're one of our new ones, and we like to try to include everyone.
Exactly.
If you're watching this on the great Enid television news and watch our segment and you think, hey, I know someone that would like to be involved with that or should be, please give us a call. And you can call me at 580-603-0856, or just look up our page on Facebook, Enid Rotary Club of Rotary Club of Enid, and get in touch with us because we still have room for more, and we want to be inclusive.
Right, definitely. And we still have lots of others that we're still waiting to hear back from. I think the one that for us we're most excited about is McAllister's.
Yes, brand new.
They were so excited to be a part of this, and it's going to be great to taste their food and have them in Enid.
It is. We really, again, have a good supply of restaurants, and we're happy to include all of them. Okay, we've stated the date of our event. It's just a couple of weeks away, and we usually expect about 500 attendees, which is a good amount.
That's a great turnout. It'll
It
be
is.
full in there. It will be really full, but I'm excited for it.
It will, and if you don't get out like me, I don't eat out all the time, and so there's several places that I haven't tried yet. I just don't have the time to get out. So this is what it's geared up to be, is to let the people who come know what's available in Enid, and so they can try a little bit of Chinese from Yangwan, or a smoothie or something from Tropical Smoothie, or of course barbecue or pizza, and you can just go around and have the best buffet you've ever had.
Exactly, and I don't think we had mentioned Oakwood Country Club and
Oh,
Rib Crib
wow.
as well. They're always such great corporate.
Yes, some of our anchor ones.
Exactly.
David North out at the Country Club is really great and is very creative.
Here every year, so.
Absolutely.
I do think, are tickets available at the door?
They are.
Okay.
Again, they're available at the door. You want to come, $15, and it all goes towards project graduation. This is something that we do have every year. We want to thank in advance the maintenance crew at the Enid High School, because without
Huge
them,
help.
we wouldn't know where to set the tables, or if we needed extra tables or outlets or things like that, we need to make sure we thank them. And Lisa, I appreciate you working with us this year. You have kids that are going to be involved in this
Exactly.
this year?
I have a senior right now, so obviously this project graduation is near and dear to my heart for this, just knowing that she'll have a safe alternative on graduation night, and I'll be there. And I've done one already before, and it's
Wow.
just a great, great night. I just can't say enough about what fun it is. The kids have a blast, and sometimes they're a little bit apprehensive before they go. They don't
bet.
really want to, and
Yeah.
once they get there, they're so glad they did. And there's prizes, computers, iPads. I'm just trying to think. Usually there's a cash prize given for those that stay the entire night.
That's
They,
wonderful.
just as a little incentive to get them to stay and not leave. So there's a cash prize as they leave.
That's
So
great. I know that each year the size of the class will differ, but do you know about how many kids are in this year's graduating class?
there's about 400, a little over 400, and we're expecting about 250 kids.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah.
Last year, it says that we raised about $9,500 for this, and you said it really takes about $20,000.
It does, it does. So, like I said, thank goodness for, we have various fundraisers throughout the year, and the community has just been fabulous in supporting this. And then Rotary, we couldn't do this definitely without your support and
Well,
donation.
We're happy to do it. We look for local projects to support. Like I said, we are a service group, and that's important to us, is to be involved in our community. And what's better than with the future, your high
Exactly.
school kids, and we really appreciate that.
Exactly.
For the $15, we sort of advertise that it's all you can eat. Of course, depending on the size, it depends on who eats what, but it's a good value for your money when you come out.
Well, and I think such a great selection of you
I do
can
too.
get anything, it looks like, when you're there. So.
Yes, again, Italian, or of course just American, and then Chinese.
Pizza, yeah.
Yeah, let's see. Mexican.
Def-
Cafe Garcia is always good. Chick-fil-A will be there. Who doesn't love Chick-fil-A?
Exactly. So there is definitely something for everyone.
There is. There is. Well, I think it's going to be a great event. Again, if you have questions, seek someone from Rotary out, or go check us out on our Facebook page, and just look around for the posters around town, and mark your calendars for Tuesday, March 8th.
Exactly. Or show up at the door, get a ticket at the door, and
That's right.
we would love to see you.
We would. Well, Lisa, again, thank you for your help. Thank you for being with me here today
Thank
to
you
talk
for
about this
having
great
us.
event. Thanks to Enid Television News for allowing us to come on. And we'll see you at the event. We'll see you beforehand. 'Cause
Definitely,
You and I
definitely.
seem to be talking quite often to make sure.
Daily, but it's been fun. It's been
It
a great
is.
event to plan, and thanks again to Rotary for their sponsorship
Well,
of
on
this.
behalf of Rotary, I will pass that along. I am a board member of Rotary and very pleased with this opportunity to do this. All right, well, I think that's all we have to share today, and we hope that all of you watching will plan to come out and support a great cause. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Karen Ballman with the Blue Star Mothers, and I have with me our treasurer, Jolene Taylor, today, and we're going to talk a little bit about what the Blue Star Mothers has going on for the next few weeks and months. So, Jolene, when is our meetings?
Our meetings are the second Thursday of every month at 6:30, and we pack boxes the fourth Thursday of every month at 6:30, and we're packing tomorrow night.
Yeah, tomorrow night's our packing meeting, and we don't have as many boxes as we usually have, but we have some coming up in June. We have a couple of National Guard units that are deploying, I think it's to Kuwait, and so we'll be coming up with a lot of names. So we've got some fundraisers going on this next month or two, and we want to talk about those a little bit. And the first one is going to be March the 5th, and it's at Lahoma, and it's a flea market. And you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, we're going to have some baked goods there. We've also got a basket we're raffling off that's got an Afghan in it and some pot holders, and I'm not sure what else will go in. Oh, a manicuring certificate and a $100 gas card.
And there'll be little knickknacks and items, because I think there's several people there that's going to have a booth there. And what's it start, about 9 o'clock in the morning?
I think so.
And it's there, it's in that community building in it, there off of State Street there in Lahoma, I think.
I'm not sure about that.
I think when you first come into Lahoma, you turn right there where you go south. And I think it's that building right off that road. And then our next one would be March the 26th, and it's going to be at Walmart. That's on a Saturday. And you want to tell us a little bit about that?
We'll be handing out papers stating what we need for the boxes, and people will take that in and they'll buy the items and then bring them out and give them to us.
And any kind of donations, monetary or
Monetary.
items. And that is going to be, we'll probably get set up around 9 o'clock, and we'll probably be there like 10 to 5. And that'll be March the 26th at Walmart. And then on April the 21st through the 23rd, we have the Winoka Snake Hunt.
Yep.
We always have a lot of fun there. So if you get time for that weekend to come out to the snake hunt, it is a lot of fun.
Yeah, and we'll be selling 50/50 tickets like always there. That's a good fundraiser for us, and we'll have our table set up with a lot of other, items on it.
And at our fundraisers, we always give out our information, and we usually give out a list of what we need for our troop boxes. And so come and visit us there. It'll be a lot of fun. And as I said, that is April the 21st through the 23rd, 10 a.m. to like late, about 9 or 10 o'clock. And then the next one is going to be our Red Dirt Barbecue. It'll be April the 15th and 16th. And that starts around 9 a.m. to about 3 p.m. And that's usually downtown there.
Downtown.
Yeah. And I think I missed a snake hunt, the O'Keen snake hunt.
That is,
April the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd.
I think so.
Yeah, sorry, I missed that one. And it's a lot of fun too, just like the Winoka one. And we'll be doing about the same thing there. We'll have our information to give out. And
our 50/50.
Our 50/50. And then we have kid items that we sell and different things like that.
We have a wheel that the kids really like. It's $1 a spin, and they get either a grab bag or a toy or cookies or.
They have a lot of fun on that
And
wheel.
those kids just dearly love that
They
wheel.
do. They have a lot of fun. And so we have several other adult items and stuff like that we have on our table and stuff. So come see us. We'll be glad to visit with you. And if you have an address, bring it with you. We'll be glad to send your soldier or troop a box once a month. We've done that every month since 2005 when we got started. And bring your address and give it to us, and we'll have a lot of fun together. Also, when they go in, we're going to talk a little bit more about the National Guard. We got two units that we know of. We don't have a lot of information on it yet, so we probably won't be getting any addresses till around June.
Right.
But we've got to. Our boxes are now $13.45 a
Right.
piece. They went from $12.65. We send the medium flat rate box. And tell us what all we might need in them boxes.
Well, one of the main things that they always like is beef jerky, and because they go out on these missions and they might be gone from early morning till late at night, and they're not at the camp or whatever, to get something to eat. So they need a lot of little things they can put in their pocket to take with them. And of course, if they go into villages, the kids always want candy. So we always try to have hard candy in the boxes. And we use toilet paper, socks, and all kind of goodies, and deodorant and toothpaste. And
moisture wipes are real important.
yes, yep.
They love those too. And a lot of times when they may be gone from where they're stationed to another forward operating base for 2 or 3 days.
Right.
And the items that they can put in their pockets help them. And the hard candy helps them when they get so thirsty. They have their water bottles, but a lot of times that helps them from having to use a lot of their water. It keeps their mouth from getting so dry and everything.
And we usually try to send Q-tips because they use that sometimes to clean their rifles with and stuff.
Yeah, so, and then we have a lot of the hygiene items to send, like the little shampoos, because they have to be a certain size.
Right.
Like 8 ounces or something, because you can't send the great big bottles of shampoo. But if we do get some of that donated, it does go like to the YMCA or to the children's home, or we find a place for it. We don't let anything go to waste that's donated. Right. And also, you want to tell us about if some of the kids want to come and help us pack boxes, or some of our church groups or something.
If, your church groups or a school class, sometimes they will run the school will run a contest, and the one that brings in the most donated items gets a pizza party and then gets to come help us, pack boxes, or a Girl Scout group or a Boy Scout group, or, and even your homeschool children, they like to come.
And if it's going to be a field trip with one of your classes, we can change our meeting to the morning or afternoon where they can come and do their field trip.
Right.
In cases like that. That is flexible because the kids, it's so funny when they get involved and ask all the questions they ask. They are real curious, and most of them are real patriotic.
Yes, they are. And some of them don't really understand until after they're there and pack the boxes and ask the questions, and then they learn too.
Yeah, and you'd be surprised what we can get in a flat rate box. We can get quite a few items in a flat rate box. And if we have a woman's address, we try to do a few special things for our women that the men don't use and stuff like that too. And it's just, we have a lot of fun packing our boxes. So if anybody wants to come help us, that is a wonderful thing to do.
Yeah,
and you kind of realize what goes in their box for them to get overseas.
I mean, if you just happen to be out in the mall and look in and see us packing, you're welcome to come on in and pack a box with us. We do have fun, though.
And if you bring your address in and you want to pack your child's box, we go along with that too. It's just something special when you pack your own child's box. I know we've done it many times with our kids being deployed. Yeah. And, we're flexible. Whatever you would like to do, whatever you'd want to put in their box that you think they like, you know, because we have a form that we have there at the store that you fill out with their address and everything and what their likes and stuff are and their spatial likes. So we try to do that because, you know, some like peanut butter cookies, for instance, maybe somebody else likes crackers or something, but the jerky is really important because it's protein and it's something, like you said, they can stick in their pocket and take with them on a mission. And they never know where their mission might be, and that would be something because they can't get back to to eat or whatever, and that will tide them over till the next morning or whatever. And we have a lot of people we need to thank. And we really can't, it'd take up probably an hour to do that or longer. But, you know, we need to thank. And is there people you would like to thank?
Well, you know, you really can't name any groups or anything, but just anybody that wants to stop in and give us a hand, or anybody that stops by and gives us a donation, and we get mail comes in with donations in it from different organizations, and we just appreciate that very much.
Yeah, it doesn't only take the monetary donation to send the box. It takes the stuff that goes in the box,
Right.
And it's just a process. And since 2005, we got it pretty down pat. We can get a lot of stuff in those boxes for our troops and everything. And you know, our veterans organizations, our community, our churches, everybody, and just individuals, especially at Christmas time when they drop off a card. Would you put this in a box, you know? And they love getting mail from children, the troops from children, and just regular people, and letters. And kids, they'll draw pictures to put in there, you know, of their hero. And so if you have a Sunday school group or somebody that would like to do that, or just your child at home, just bring those in. We'll see that they get put in the boxes. And I think we sent 2 boxes of Christmas cards out.
Yeah, we did.
To 2 different companies that had a lot of people in them, and told them to hand that out because the lady that brought them in wanted those sent, you know, so they would get it by Christmas. So, and that's fine too. If you have a lot of them, we can send to a chaplain or whoever and make sure that they get overseas.
And there's a lot of soldiers over there that don't get anything, and most of them that get the boxes, they usually go through them and take what they want, and what they don't need or want, they set it out and let everybody else go through the box. So nothing goes to waste because there's always something in there somebody wants.
Yeah, my son's dad sent him a whole box of peppermints. And my son don't do peppermints, so he set them at the end of the tent where they were stationed. They were in a tent on cots, and told his soldiers, he said, take what you want. And he said, by the time we got on our mission, that box was empty.
Yep.
Well, we have a lot to do in the next few months, and we're going to have a lot of troops to be able to send to. So whatever our community, our churches, our veterans organizations can do for us, you know, we appreciate it, and so does our troops. And let's pray for our nation. Let's pray for our troops to come home safe, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Matt Lohman, Executive Director of Hope Outreach Ministries. Welcome to Community Talk. With me today, I have Ann Price, the Director of our Parenting Ministry at Hope Outreach. And today we're going to talk to you about our 7th grade boys abstinence event. Ann, if you could tell us, and for those listening, what is a 7th grade boys abstinence event?
Well, Matt, it has to do with character. And what we really call it is the character-based abstinence event. We, several years ago, became concerned about how young some of the young ladies were coming into our center, getting ready to be a parent, 13, 14, 15. And so I wrote a proposal and we presented it to the public schools, Enid Public Schools, on a character-based event because of our concern. We found out the way the proposal was written that it met a state-mandated requirement in the state of Oklahoma for character-based abstinence education. And so they agreed to let us try it 1 year. And that year we did 7th and 8th grade boys for the event. It was very successful, and this year, in just about a month, we're getting ready to have our 8th character-based boys abstinence event. We call it the tailgate bash because 7th grade boys like to run around and have a good time. Right. And that's the reason we started it, and that is the reason we picked that grade was because that's the grade the schools told us to do, because they said that's the grade where they begin to see young people begin to explore in the area of sexual, dating and that kind of thing. So we kind of followed their recommendation.
Which was 7th grade, like?
7th grade.
So when will the event, I know you said it's going to be in about a month, so what date is the event actually going to fall on, and what time will it take place?
Okay. We always have the event on Wednesdays because that's the day that most of the schools can get their buses. And we usually try to have it right after spring break. So this year it's going to be March 23rd, the week after spring break.
Okay. March 23rd. And how many schools are going to be participating in this event?
Well, Matt, we've been very blessed. The first year we just did Enid. It was a trial thing. And unfortunately, every school has the same problems in this area. The other schools in the county, in Garfield County, heard about the event, and we got calls from all of them asking if we did it again, could they participate? So we do every school, public and private, in Garfield County, plus a Hennessy. So we're going to have this year the largest group of boys we've ever had, about 485.
That's amazing. 485 boys. So 485 boys come, and I know we've had 450 to 470 before. How in the world do you handle 485 7th grade boys full of energy? How's that going to take place?
We pray a lot. No, we have had wonderful response from the community. I just can't tell you how the Enid community and the whole county has backed this event because they see the value in it and the need for it. What we do is, for the girls' event, we use ladies at the tea tables. But for the boys' event, we ask men to come and just mentor or hang around with about a half a dozen boys. It goes from 10 to 1, and they are kind of their sponsor or their mentor for that 2-hour, 3-hour period. And they get out on the field and play ball with them. Just talk to them, tell them what they do, ask them what school they go to, just interact with them. It is amazing how much these young people love that. We have been told that approximately 60% of these young boys live in homes that don't have a father image in their home. And they just love getting out there and passing the ball around and just having somebody show them some attention. Then we always feed them hot dogs and cookies and chips, and they eat with them. And then when it's time, they walk them up to Briggs. And that's then where Brent and Ray Rose will be the speakers for the day and talk to them about character and talk to them about abstinence.
Awesome. So Brent Price, I know that guy. Do you know Brent Price well?
I'm not sure. I do know that Brent Price, yes. He's my youngest son.
Yeah, great guy. He's been doing this now he's been involved for quite a while, but I think he's done the talk for him for about 3 years now, I
Yeah,
think.
we twisted his arm a little bit.
Yeah, he's graciously accepted it.
Yes.
And Ray Rose, who's a minister here in town, who's able to give a perspective a little bit different.
Exactly. It's a win-win. They get to see the positive if they use their character traits.
Mm-hmm.
They get to see the negative if they choose not to.
Yeah. Well, Ann, I'm sure, we have these men come out and, Enid's 55,000 people. I'm sure we have no problem getting enough men for the event, right?
Well, I wish I could say that was true, and I fully understand when we have it is usually when men are at work. Mm-hmm. And so it's a commitment of a 3-hour commitment, one time a year, to invest in a boy. That's the way I look at it.
Yes.
And that's what makes it important. But year before last, we just did really well. We had a lot of men. Last year, we didn't have near as many as we needed because we like for it to be a ratio of not more than 6 to 1 so they can really invest and visit with those boys. And if they have to take a dozen or so, they're just chasing them around.
Yeah.
So we are working really hard this year because of the numbers. We're trying to get 100 men. Mm-hmm. And if we do that, then they will have 5 to 6 boys apiece. And we are doing good so far. One thing we're doing different this year is we're asking the men to make a commitment to that day. When we started, we had to learn along the way, and we would just kind of put it out there, anybody that wants to come, but we really didn't know who was coming. Mm-hmm. This year, we're trying to have names and commitments, and if they can't, call us so we'll kind of know where we are. Right now, we have 75 signed up. Mm-hmm. And we're hoping in the next 2-3 weeks we can pick up 25 more men.
That's good. That's good.
So, were you going to ask me another question, Matt?
No, go ahead if you had something else.
I was just going to say, anybody listening, if they know of anybody or if they feel like this is something they would like to invest in, want to do this, we would love to have them give us a call.
Mm-hmm. That'd be great. I know that this is the 8th year for it, and I've been with Hope Outreach for 6 years, coming up in April, and this will be my 8th time doing it. So I actually was volunteered for it for a couple of years, and it was great. Yeah, I really believe in the importance of it and the opportunity to share that message. And that's one of the things I remember when I was coming into it as well. The question was I don't know about talking to boys about that I don't know about abstinence. So if we got guys out there who we're appealing to and saying, would you volunteer with us and come in and do this? And they're saying, well, I really don't want to talk to the boys about abstinence. What would you tell them?
I just love that part of it. That's the first question they ask. Do I have to talk to them about abstinence? And the answer is no. Just leave that to the speakers. Mm-hmm. They know what they want to say and how they want to say it. All we want our mentors to do is to just love up on those boys for a couple of hours, play with them. They can take a golf club. We have it at the NOC indoor baseball and right there. And it's beautiful when you spread 500 boys and 100 men out there over that hill and they're throwing the ball and they're doing different things. You can take a golf club and take them to the putting green, just lots of things. Yeah. Or you can just sit down with them and just interact with them. Mm-hmm. It's just interacting with them. And that's really all we want you to do. Eat with them when it's time to eat and just
Get them
make
over to Briggs when it's time to get over to Briggs.
Just kind of be their sponsor for that couple of hours.
Okay, well, that's great. Well, what if somebody's out there saying, gosh, I'd really like to do it, but my job won't let me or allow me to be able to do this, or they're going to be out of town, or any reason that they'd like to be able to help, but they just won't be able to make the event. What could they do?
Well, Matt, we are totally responsible for raising the money to put on the event. Mm-hmm. And we have wonderful people that can't be there, but maybe they want to be a part of it, so they will donate items or will donate in a financial way. Mm-hmm. We have to rent the place we have it, and there's expenses, but so those are some ways they can do it. We have some great businesses in town that really see the value in it, and let's say Jumbo Food, for example. We've had this 8 years, and for 8 straight years they've donated the hot dogs and the buns.
That's fantastic.
And we're talking, we get 2 hot dogs for every boy. Mm-hmm. So we're
volunteers.
And the volunteers. So we're getting about 1,200 hot dogs.
That's a lot.
And then we have Atwoods that donate water. We have this year a man that has a grocery store in Hennessy is donating the cookies. Some of it we have to purchase, but a lot of it that's the way they involve themselves. Mm-hmm. We have door prizes that businesses in town donate. So there's just lots of different ways like that. And if you just know of somebody, if you can't do it, but you know somebody that might do it, give them a call.
Okay, great. And what about ladies? If there are any ladies out there, I know we have a lot of ladies who help us with the girls' tea, but what about this event? If there are any ladies out there who'd like to get involved, what could they do?
Well, we have the ladies are the ones that get the food. The firemen in Enid always cook for us, and they are wonderful.
It's a lot of dogs they're cooking.
Yeah, I'm telling you. And then, but we have tables lined up because you can imagine 600 people lined up to get a hot dog. And so we try to have the ladies in there, and each one of them has a designated thing, putting the hot dog on the plate, one doing the cookies, one doing the chips, one doing the drinks, one running back and forth getting the hot dogs. Mm-hmm. So yes, we could use a good 20 to 25 ladies. That would make it easier on the ones that are there if they just had to do one thing.
That's awesome.
And then they, clean up afterwards, and they're the unappreciated ones. They're work behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes. Well, Ann, thanks so much for coming with me today to talk about the Abstinence event. It's really a great event. It's a great opportunity, and we're so thankful the way that Enid, the community, jumps in, and like Jumbo's, Atwoods, all those different businesses, the many different individuals who come together to put this on so that the kids can hear this message that's not usually given very often in our society anymore. And it's really the one way that is 100% effective in order to keep people from any STDs and unwanted pregnancies, and also to be able to keep spirit and mind and soul pure. If anybody is interested in helping out and you need to contact us, you can call the parenting ministry at 237-2292. You can email Dina at DENA@hopeoutreach.org, Dina@hopeoutreach.org to get information, or you can stop by the center. It's 815 Broadway. Again, thanks, Ann, for being here with me again this month to talk about this event. We're looking forward to it in March. And thank you so much for joining us. Until next time, I'm Matt Lohman with Hope Outreach Ministries, Ann Price with Hope Outreach Parenting Ministry. We'll see you next month.
Talk. I am Sue Shale, along with Karen Holland, and we are both members of Enid AM2 Ambucks. And we just want to visit a little bit and talk about our main fundraiser that's coming up, our chicken and noodle dinner. And we're going to do that Friday, March the 4th, 5:30 to 7:30 at Central Christian Church at 1111 West Broadway. And we will have chicken and noodles.
Green beans, rolls, and a dessert. Cookies, brownies, cakes.
And they're all homemade.
They're all homemade, absolutely.
And the auction. I want to talk about the auction.
Okay.
So you've got a list of some of the things. It is a silent auction. I think what I was impressed with is these are not those huge package deals that I think some people come across that you feel like you're going to have $1,000 or
Right.
something like that to bid on. These are mostly from local Enid businesses, which I think that is wonderful too because they're donating to us.
Right.
We're going to turn around and auction those off to other people who get to go into those businesses. So it's like kind of a constant circle of do good, you do good, I do good, we all do good.
And then the money that we make off of that, the silent auction and the chicken and noodle dinner goes back into the community and also purchases Amtrikes for children and adults who need another form of exercise. So some of those items are from the basket case.
Okay.
They've donated a basket. We have a gift certificate from Don Muncie Photography. We have a magnetic calendar from Enid Floral and Gifts. We also have a book bag, a baby basket.
Baby basket, we've got the large patio set.
That's right.
From Lowe's, so that's supposed to be very nice. We have, I thought, a nice variety of those. And the other thing about the chicken and noodles is you don't have to eat dinner there.
Correct.
So we can do carry out.
Yes.
Even if you have other evening plans, you can still come and look at the auction items.
Right.
And so it's going to be, I think, a really nice, this will be our third year to do this. We used to do the cherry pies, and we just don't have enough people anymore. But this is turning out to be successful. I think as we do it more, the chicken and noodles, I will say, everything is homemade. And our
Right.
ladies are doing the desserts.
We'll be cooking all day.
Right. So when we say homemade, we mean
Correct.
we mean homemade.
Really homemade. And thanks to Central Christian Church
Yes.
for donating their kitchen for us.
Yes,
They've
yes, and let us set up.
been very generous.
Let's talk a minute though about it's a great fundraiser, but more back to the Ambucks and Amtrikes. We don't just have the trikes for the little children, which is mainly what we started
Right.
out with, right? That can be for tiny toddlers, is what I
Right,
would call them,
right.
toddlers, for things with traumatic brain injury, spina bifida, things like that.
Anything that they're having difficulty getting their arms and legs moving together. They also say it helps with the brain, the right and left side of the brain, and getting that.
And we do
Perfect.
work through therapists. We do not put
Correct.
anybody on.
Without being
That's right.
measured and being seen by a therapist and diagnosed by a therapist. But they also go up to any age, and we have veteran bikes now also.
And I think that's important because we're both military wives, so I think that's really,
Right.
that's dear to our hearts. The other thing I think is interesting is not the trike, but the bikes for the stroke victims. We gave that one to my friend, and when you give somebody, under 50,
Right.
something like that for a stroke, that really, I know that improved. So you go from the little ones to the stroke victims to the veterans, and we have seen that up close and personal at
Correct.
National Convention, giving those to veterans, which is that's a tearjerker.
It is.
That is a very hard one.
Yeah.
To watch, but I'm very proud of what we do. I think the other thing that's interesting is we don't just give away the bikes, the trikes, but we also, which some groups do, they have that one specific item they do, but we also do give back to the community, and that's
Correct.
part of what this chicken and noodle dinner will do. So, you know, some of the things that we've done.
The YWCA, the YMCA, Back a Youth at the Y, Vance Enlisted Appreciation Night, March of Dimes,
Miracle League.
Miracle
I mean,
League, yes.
I wish we really had. I bet we would be surprised if we go back over the years and make a list of everything that we have done besides just give away the Amtrikes.
Enid AM2 chartered in 1988, and we kind of figured since that time, our club alone has put over $200,000 back into the Enid community. So we're very proud of that.
That's very impressive.
And back to the Amtrikes again, we've tried to give away at least 10 to 12 Amtrikes a year so far. Well, last year, Ambuck year, we've given away 15. So we've got a couple more months and just line them up. We'll be glad to give them.
Right, and those have increased in price,
Correct.
which makes that a little harder for us, which makes the chicken and noodle dinner so important. Probably no less than 500 for even the small ones, right? And they
That's
can
right.
get up to be 12, 1,500
Yes,
for some of those
depending on-
incumbent bikes for those veterans. So that's, and we give them to them.
Right.
And the other thing that was so if a small child outgrows that,
Then we can recycle it and get them another one. If they still need one, still want one, if the therapist thinks that that would be beneficial to them, then we can continue to give them the Amtrikes.
and so we do try to do local
Yes.
first, and we have been pretty busy with local, but we
Right.
also have what's called
The wish list.
the national wish list. And so if we can't find a local person, then we can get with nationals and find someone that's been on that list for some length of time, and we can give that to them in another state. Because
Right.
the Ambucks are not in every state, so there's where we
Correct.
have
We try to be. We're branching
We are
out more
branching
than
out.
what we had been, but we just enjoy doing things and giving those Amtrikes away. We also do scholarships for therapists. So if anybody has a therapist, anyone that's a junior or senior that's been accepted by a therapy school, they can apply on the national Ambuck website, apply for a scholarship there, and even our local club will give away a $500 scholarship.
Right, and that's for anybody that's going to be a physical therapist, audiologist, occupational therapist.
Speech therapy.
Okay, speech therapy. So it really is very helpful. And obviously the Amtrike program itself will not work without the therapist. And these therapists now, most of them, they have to have a master's, and in some of these programs, they're now having to have doctorates.
Right.
And so it becomes extremely expensive for them. So that's very helpful. So, we do a lot besides, I think, just, what people think of Ambucks when they see the sign of the little trikes.
Right.
And so because we are a smaller club, something like the chicken and noodle dinner, when we say it is our main fundraiser,
Yes, it is.
our main fundraiser. Now, we are doing the
Rate Cutlery.
Rate of Cutlery, and that's an ongoing,
Year-round fundraiser.
just at any time. Can even do it online.
Yes.
Okay, and that is
Go to Enid AM2's Facebook page.
Okay.
And it has a link to the Rate Cutlery as well as our information about the chicken and noodle dinner.
Okay, well, let's go over that one more time. So it's Friday, March 4th, 5:30 to 7:30. There is takeout available.
Right?
There is the silent auction, and I would really encourage people, I think they'd be surprised, some of those things they can get from our local people at a very minimum. So,
Right.
they're getting something wonderful, but it really is helping us.
And they'll leave their name and phone number on the bid sheets, so they don't have to stay there and be there in order to get what they've won, we'll give them a call and let them know.
Okay. Well, I think it will be a great event.
We might mention the prices, $10 for the chicken and noodle dinner for adults, and 10 and under is $5.
Okay. I think it'll be a great time. So
Yeah.
I hope people will.
It'll be fun. You'll be surprised at the people you see there. There'll be lots of people to visit with and have fun.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks. I'll be there.
Thank you. I will be too.
Okay.
All day long.
All right.
Thank you.